Hey, so welcome back to Old Time Garage. It's been a little while since I've done a video for you guys. So if you remember, we left off on Brent's truck. I showed you that we had all the, God, I can't remember, it's been so long. We had all the cab and all the jams and everything painted. Anyway, as you can see, we've painted the doors, the fenders, the cowl, the hood, so we've assembled it all. Everything is coming together good on it now. We've got the glass all in it. We're starting to put the chrome and all together on it here. And we've got our motor is slowly getting all the accessories put on it, such as the valve covers and alternator and all that kind of crap here. So it's looking really good. So it's a couple more weeks and hopefully it'll be done and Brent will be driving it come the beginning of September here. Hopefully he's going to be good and happy with it. And we've got the inside, we're getting together slowly here also. We've got our carpeting in. No door panels yet, but we got the carpeting. Steering wheel, just don't look at the wheel. That's just on there to move it around. We're going to change it. We got all the gauges in, dash pads in, the headliner's in. Brent decided to go a little different, so what we did was we did a custom headliner. It's all done in 68 Camaro houndstooth upholstery, if you can pick that up in the video. The seat is done the same. It's almost like a roll-in pleat, and the door panels are the same. So that's all coming together. Everything is closing good and looking good. That's about it on that one right now. We've got the box. You can probably see it through the doorway. The box is over there in the body shop bay. It's all ready. We're going to be painting the box next week and then putting the wood in the box. And then we'll be assembling the box on the truck. And then we'll put the rest of the chrome on the truck, get some exhaust on it, fire it up for the first time, make sure we break the motor in. And that's about it. Then we'll take it out for a few test drives here and there, make sure everything's okay. Then we'll send it down and get a wheel alignment and get our tires and wheels on it, and Brent is on the road. So, what else? The next thing that's been worked on, for those of you that are new, you got to watch my videos from the beginning because they jump all over the bloody place because I've got 5 or 6 cars on the go, so the videos are never in order. So I apologize to those guys that are watching the videos, but if you're watching them, you know what's going on, and for the newcomers, you've got to watch them from the beginning because they're just everywhere because we're so busy here at Old Time Garage. So anyway, this was one of the ones you saw at the very, very beginning. It was a 41 Dodge that I'm doing a frame off on. We got our Mustang 2 clip, and we're kind of making a street rod out of it, I guess you'd say, for the customer. That's what he wants. And so we brought it back in the shop. We've gotten going on it now. So now we're doing all the wiring. The motor is all wired. Probably pretty hard to see it. Maybe if you come around the other side here, you can see the rat's nest. Here we go here. Here's our harness that's got to go up to the front for all our headlights, our signal lights, and all that kind of stuff, and our electric fans. But the motor's wired, ready to go. And the inside, you can see the wiring is just laying all around because we can't go any further with it until we get it all sanded and blocked and we paint the inside of the truck. Same time we paint the outside. Because obviously we've got to leave all the instruments out and all the switches that run everything. So we're on the 41 Dodge. We're making good headway with Brent's truck over here. What else can I show you? If we come around, we'll come back outside here. We'll go outside. If you do remember, like I say, some of you are probably getting confused. If you remember, I had a 65 Olds Cutlass that I had shown you. It was outside that we were swapping parts over on. So here's the Cutlass. He had bought a 4-door. Like I say, I guess I'm repeating myself for those that have seen the old videos. You heard this twice now, but those are new. He bought a 4-door that had all new suspension under it, like control arm bushings, control arms, idler arm, pitman arm, all that was done. It had disc brake conversion kit on this 4-door he had bought. He brought me out the 4-door. I took everything off the 4-door because it was new, and I put it onto his ragtop form. I did the gas tank, I did the diff. So the car is rough looking, but he just wanted to get it up and running right now and driving. And you know what? He's doing this the right way. I mean, he's not doing it like a frame off, by no means, because it's not. You can see under the hood here, it's just rattle can paint that someone did back in the day. I never did it. So, I mean, but the thing is that the guy's going about it right. He just wants a cruiser, a cool car to cruise around in. He's doing all the mechanical and all that kind of stuff first, and all the safety stuff and all the suspension and brakes, which is very wise because the car is pretty rough right now. So you know what? If you lean on it or you scratch it or you do anything, does it really matter? Look at it. It doesn't matter, does it? So he's going about it right. He's going to get we've got this all done for him now. We've got to put the hood on. He's going to take it in, get a wheel alignment because I don't do alignments here. He's going to get the alignment done on it. And then what's going to happen is he's going to just drive it for the rest of the summer, and then he's going to start on the body on it in the fall. What else can I show you? The next newest little project we got here, this was a car that I actually did 5 years ago for a customer. It's a little 65 Studebaker ragtop, and I did all the paint and body work on it, put all new quarters on it, I did all the suspension, I redid the motor, I redid all the brakes and all that, and the customer said to me, you know what, he said, I'll take the car home, I want to put all the chrome and all the pieces and bits on it. And I said, okay. Well, that was 5 years ago. He got hold of me now, and I know the guy, he's a good guy, but he's very hyper, and he's out running around doing everything for everybody else except for himself. One of those kind of guys, the nicest guy you could meet in the world, and will do anything for you. You could phone this guy up right now, he wouldn't even know you, and he'd come help you out, because that's the type of guy he is. But the problem is that I did this car 5 years ago, and he did nothing to it. He did put the bumpers and the grill in. He started with the side chrome. He hasn't got the mirrors on it yet. He hasn't got the wipers on. He hasn't got the interior in. He hasn't got the door rubbers on. Well, guess what? That was 5 years ago. He's never started it. He's done nothing with it. He hasn't ran it. Now the transmission's got a leak at the seals because it's been sitting. Now the wheel cylinders are weeping. And yes, they were new, but they were new 5 years ago, and he did nothing with it. You can't build a car and leave it sit. His best thing here, what he should have done, and I tell everyone, if you're not going to drive it right away, every month go out there, start it. Don't let it run for 5 minutes and shut it off and think that's good enough. You got to let him run for a good 15, 20 minutes. You should let him run, pull him out of the garage, move him up and down your driveway, keep everything so it's functional and moving and the fluid's going. Every month you should do this. When you leave him sit like this is what happens. So now the poor guy, I got to replace some seals in the tranny. It's just a seal at the back, no big deal. I got it, the wheel cylinders, I pulled the wheels off, the wheel cylinders are leaking. I don't hone wheel cylinders out or recup them, I just don't do that. It's brakes and it's safety, and that's an issue for me. It's not just your life, it's everybody else out there. So I'm going to put new wheel cylinders in it for a second time. And we're going to go through a couple little things on the motor, you know, there's a couple little gasket seals that are leaking on the motor now. And he's going to get me to put the rest of the car back together, and then he's going to start driving it. Should have done that 5 years ago, Clancy, when I offered to do it. But anyway, he wanted to do it. He wanted to be a part of it. It's all fine and dandy. What can I say? So there's a little project we got on the go. And if you really want to see a big horror story, whether we got time on this video or not, but we'll do a quick little shoot, is look at this. It's not really a horror story, but 69 Chevelle, just like I've got one I'm doing a frame off on underneath the tarp there. 69 Chevelle, guy wants to do it and wants to do a frame off on it. And as you can see, the fender's no good, the hood's decent, the roof is good. Somebody came along and charged him. This is what happens. This was actually a guy in a shop. It wasn't a backyard guy either, because there's a lot of backyard guys out there that rip people off. They get, you know, backyard mechanics. That's how they get that name, and you know, and there's lots of shops too. But he took this to a shop and he gave the guy a whole bunch of money to do this work. And the guy put new quarter panels on, cheap ones, the thinnest ones he could. He didn't even cut or butt weld them in or anything. He just laid them over top of the old quarter panel, mudded over top of it, and look at it just bubble. I don't even know if you can see it. It's bubbling. It's pulling away here like it's just unbelievable. The whole thing, you probably can't see it in the video. It's just bubbled all the way across because he's overlapped it. Moisture has gotten in there now, and this is what's going on. The guy in the body shop took his money, started doing the car, and took a good percentage of money off this gentleman and said he was going to do the car. Plus the guy gave him a bunch of extra parts. What does the guy in the body shop do? The guy in the body shop does a little bit of hokey-ass, shit-ass work like this, in my opinion. You don't overlap stuff like that, or if you do, you at least seal it off properly if you're going to overlap it. And ended up taking the guy's cars, taking all the cars, taking the parts off the cars, and selling all the parts off on the guy, pocketing that money. Then he went and pushed this guy's car outside in primer, which didn't help matters any. And of course, you know, primer does absorb water over time. And this is what the poor guy was left with. Then the guy took off. So the guy luckily got his car back. And, you know, he's very upset over the whole situation, and I would be too. I mean, you know, I'd be taking a baseball bat to somebody's knees, I think. But anyway, that's besides the point what I would do. So anyway, this is what's happened here. And the guy kind of got screwed over. And it's just not right. I mean, if you're going to overlap something, it's up high enough, that's fine. But you have to seal it inside. You have to paint some... You have to put some rust paint on there, or some sort of seam sealer, or do something. Because there's nothing wrong with overlapping, but you you got to finish it off properly. For me, when I go to do this, so I won't put these quarters on. We're going to cut all this off. I will put a full proper quarter panel on. But anyway, this is the big one. This is our big project, along with around 4 or 5 others that you're going to see if you continue to watch the video. Because right now I've got all these cars you see on the go, and I must have at least another 4 or 5 frame-off restorations coming in here in the next couple months. It's just jammed solid, and it's just me and my body man and my electrical guy. So that's just the way it is. But we're getting them done, and we're doing them right. We're doing the good quality work here, and I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I hope you keep watching. Brent, I hope you like your truck. It's looking awesome. It's coming together well. And that's about it. So I'll see you guys later, and that's it.